Good evening, YouTube. Thank you for joining us this evening. I'm currently on my own at the moment. We will be having Richard the Stonemason, not a Freemason, joining me very shortly, and my work colleague Brian. Now, Brian is going to be a silent partner tonight, if you know what I'm saying. He may chip in, he may not. So we'll see how it goes. And we might even get an appearance from Mr. David Yates. Who knows? We shall see. A few days ago, I got an email from YouTube saying that they had deleted one of my videos. Now, the video they deleted was called Australia, the Truth is Out There. And the reason they deleted that video was simply because they said it was medical misinformation. Now, as far as I can remember, there was no medical misinformation on that video, and it was over a year ago. Hello, Brian.
Hello there, my friend.
Good. Thank you for joining me.
No problem at all.
As I say, feel free to chip in with any comments that you feel you need to.
Nobody to tell.
We're just waiting on Richard, a Stonemason, not a Freemason, to join us. Okay. He's got a few little bits to sort out before he joins us. Tonight we're going to be talking about the digital age, and we're not talking TV digital. We're talking about the digital currency, a cashless society. That is their ultimate game, the New World Order. They want to remove all ways of paying by cash, and they want to go digital, and it's going to happen. There's going to come a time when you won't be able to use your £5 notes anymore, or your £10 notes, or your coins. Everything will be digital. In fact, I can think back to the time when the pandemic was on. I went into Sainsbury's when it first started, about 3 months into the pandemic, and I wanted to buy some bits, which I went to the self-service checkout. So it wasn't an issue, but I did need some tobacco. And I went to the tobacco counter to get my tobacco. And they told me, they said, I'm sorry, we only take card payments for tobacco. I said, well, I've only got cash. Oh, that's Richard. Bear with me 1 second. Hello, Richard. Oh, sorry, mate. Yeah, I'm going to bring you in now. Just 1 second. There we go. Back to stream. I started without you, mate.
I know. I know. There you go. Oh, there he is. Hello.
Hey,
hello, Rob. How you doing, Brian?
Hey,
I was just saying, Richard, I'm talking about Sainsbury's. You know, we're talking about the digital. No money, debit cards, credit cards, and cashless only. And when the pandemic first started, about 3 months into the pandemic, I got told I couldn't get any tobacco. So I said, well, I'm sorry, get me a manager. So I got the manager. I said, I'm not being funny. But there's a lot of old people out there that smoke. I said, they don't like debit cards, credit cards. I said, are you going to refuse service? I said, that's not acceptable. And I stood my ground. And anyway, she said, yeah, let him have it. But they wanted me to pay by card. They wanted me to pay by card.
That's illegal. It's illegal to refuse legal tender. Money is legal tender.
Exactly.
And so it's against the law, as I understand it, to refuse cash.
Yeah, I felt like taking in a bag of pennies or 2p's, to the equivalent of like £14, and saying I want a bag of tobacco. Yeah, I'm paying them in pennies and tuppences. You're having problems with your camera again, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. Maybe it's because I haven't used it for so long, Rob. Look at my look. Look like Santa. How are you doing anyway, Rob?
Oh, good.
Oh,
Hey, Rich, it's good to speak to you, mate. Hey. Hello? Hello?
Hello, Earth calling Rob. Earth calling Rob. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Over.
Earth here.
Hey?
This is better than digital, isn't it? Hey, I can still hear you, mate. That's amazing.
Yeah,
I always
yeah.
thought it was a fairy
Digital
tale
is
when
at
they
its
said
day,
you
mate.
put two cans with a piece of string and can talk to each other. It works. It bloody
Yeah,
works.
digital has had its day, mate. We can
I can't believe you got me to open a frigging can of beans to do this today.
and go scrounging for a bit of string, mate. If you ain't got a bit of string in your arsenal, you ain't prepping properly.
There's no string in my arsenal, only my underwear.
Right, and this is we're gonna start marketing these, mine, Rob. Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We're gonna start marketing these.
I can hear you now.
All right, we're gonna start marketing these, but this size is specifically for national calls. Okay, I've actually got one here for international calls. Ready?
Oh, go on.
All right. If we get any guests on from America or Australia, okay, this is the internet. We're going to take Apple. We're going to take Apple to the cleaners, mate, and knock you out. All right, over and out.
Do you remember the days when you used to have to, if you wanted to phone abroad, you had to go through the operator and they had to connect you, and what a palaver, wasn't it?
No, I can't remember that.
You're older than me, Rich.
I had no reason to phone abroad when I was younger, Rob.
Well, you told me you had a bird in every port.
Back to booze again. Mike Sheila, hello. Northern Backwoods Gal, laugh my
arse off.
Arse off.
Thank you, Northern Backwoods Gal, for joining us. Hello, Mad Sheila.
I'm going to cut out again.
She's not really mad, Richard. Sheila's not
mad.
really
Well,
mad.
It's mad, livid. You could be mad. I'm mad. David Yates is mad, angry.
He's crazy.
We're all angry and mad, mate. We're all angry and mad at what's going on, what they're doing.
Yeah.
Crazy Sheila, yeah. Crazy. Nothing wrong with crazy's good in this day and age.
I've got two drinks on the go tonight, Rich. I've got some nice Merlot. And
Merlot,
this is Brian's fault. I've got Desperados, that lager. That's Brian's fault. He introduced me to that. I used to be a good boy, drinking the 2.4% stuff, but now he's got me on the strong stuff.
Yeah, like a blind date, was it? I'm on coffee.
Hey, we've been for a few breakfasts together, at Witherspoons. Me and Brian, we've been to Witherspoons for a few breakfasts.
Oh, have you?
They do a fucking breakfast.
Yeah, I boycotting Witherspoons. I am, since they had to stand up, put your mask on, sit down, take your mask off, stand up, sit down, I said, stuff that. I ain't, no.
That was a joke. You could go into the pub with a mask on. As soon as you sat down, you could take it off.
Yeah. And this is the thing. This is the thing. They've gone digital now. You order by your phone. Ooh. Remind me, Rob, we'll do this experiment tonight to see if aluminium shields mobile phones, okay?
Okay.
Do you remember I said we're on about tinfoil hatwares, weren't we? And whether it has stopped the old 5G?
Yeah.
Whether tinfoil hatwares do actually have a point. And the reason tinfoil hatwares are ridiculed is because tinfoil hats actually do stop radio waves. The best way to put people off of something, like the best way to put people off of Jesus Christ, is to ridicule them. and take the piss.
Yeah.
But people that are taking the piss out of the tinfoil hat wearers, perhaps they're doing that to stop people wearing tinfoil hats to protect themselves. There's something about tinfoil, aluminium foil. It's not tinfoil, it's aluminium foil. But we'll remind what time we got until tonight, Rob?
Well, I'm looking to about 9 o'clock tonight.
9ish. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So at some point,
we'll do that experiment, definitely.
We'll try to try that out to see if it.
What do you want me to do? Are you going to wrap your phone in aluminium foil and me ring you, or how do you want to do it?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
I've only just thought of it, to be honest, just because we're on about mobile phones. I could take this anywhere like this. I said mobile. Hold it. My string's gone loose. Let me tighten the string.
International. I've got international.
Oh, have you? All right. Okay. Hello. How far away is Leeds from here? This is 1G, okay? This is 6G. Wait till this hits the market. That's a bin, actually, by the way. Stainless steel.
Mad Sheila says, mad as in crazy. She's saying she's crazy, but she's not.
Yeah.
And it's 2:30 here. Now, I don't know if she means 2:30 in the afternoon or 2:30 in the morning. And it's Pinot Noir for me tonight, so it must be this evening. On my way home from work, so I'll just listen for a bit.
Okay. Oh, I can see, yeah.
She's lovely.
Maybe she's off to the dentist. 2:30. Yeah, 2:30.
It's 2010, right on or light on or whatever.
Right on. Oh, Sir Feb 2010. How you doing, my friend?
Listen, as me and Richard always say, if anybody wants to, if they're on StreamYard and they want to join the stream, please come in and I'll invite you in and get you to come on if you've got something to say, rather than put it on text.
Yeah. But we're talking digital, mate, and everything's going digital.
Richard.
Yes, my friend.
I was, before you came on tonight, I was just starting to tell people about what happened about 3 days ago. And this has happened to you recently as well. I put a video up on YouTube about 16, 18 months ago. And it was called Australia, The Truth Is Out There. And they took the video down and told me, Robert Wild, we are not giving you a strike for this, but just to let you know, we have removed it because of medical misinformation. Yeah. There was no medical misinformation.
I had one removed, and it had been up for 2 years. It was put up May 2020. It was taken down a week. I think it was about a week before 2 years was up. It was Who is Bill Gates? And it was a mirror. I mirrored it from not James Corbett. The Corbett Report. Okay. And 2 years it was up. And then they decided to take it down, medical misinformation. But I'm not going to appeal it, but when I get around to it, because I do want to record it and set it up as a video, but I'm going to thank them because I completely forgotten about it. So I'm going to highlight it again. I'll re-upload it on BitChute because it's been up on BitChute. I get more views on BitChute. I don't care whether people like it or thumb it down, whatever. Don't bother commenting. The information's out there. But that was 2 years, almost 2 years. They are going back through, and if they introduce a new legislation, a new law or a new rule that you made a video about 20 years ago, and it contravenes that new rule, like you're not allowed to use the word gay, meaning happy. You're not allowed to use the word gay.
Yeah, you know, you said that really annoys me how they've twisted these words.
Yeah,
Because there's a lot of old songs that use the word gay, and it
yeah,
meant, like you just said, to be happy,
yeah,
you know, or in a good state of mind, and they've twisted it like just like
yeah,
they have with the rainbow, just like with the rainbow. You know,
yeah,
the original covenant that God said was the purpose that He would never ever flood the earth again. They've
yeah.
twisted it to their own means.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
They hijack it. Well, it's not even hijacking it; it's stealing it, and that's what they're doing. They like steal. They steal things. You
You
know,
do
they're
know
going to
that
ask. They're going to.
there's come a time when you go to the bank, you pop your card in, and it's go.
Well, it does
Sorry,
that now, mine
you've
does that
been a
now.
naughty boy. You've been a naughty boy, Richard. You've been saying things on social media. You can't
Yeah,
have any access to your money. That's
absolutely.
coming. That's
Yeah,
coming.
yeah. It's
Like in
China
China.
style, isn't it? China
Yeah,
style.
yeah.
But here's the thing. Everything's alluding. It's all to do with the Great Reset. Okay, you will own nothing and you will be happy. Now, if let's
You feel
just
like that
say,
now, Bryce?
It's already there, isn't it? I think they're probably, whatever their agenda is, that I think they're possibly about 90% there. I really do. If not over 90%, whatever it is that they're wanting to do and whatever they're planning, is that they're liking how it's going so far. I think the lockdowns were a big test to see how they could control people. And I think once we all did that, they turned around and said, right, now it's time to do everything else. So there'll be a lot of changes.
that was Brian. That was it. As soon as 2020 came, they released the beast.
They did.
That
was one of the that was a rollout of a test. You know, if you're testing something to see if it's going to work or not, you have to roll out, don't you? You have to roll out things, and it wasn't a little thing lockdown. It was a massive. I mean, to be honest with you, it's still going on. We're just not hearing about it.
They knew how the public. They knew about how the public reacts from the bog roll challenge. I maintain that the bog roll challenge was the last test to see whether the public were ripe for putting forward this agenda. And as soon as 2020 hit, they released the official narrative about the old thing. Okay, 2020, perfect vision, all seeing eye, ready for Agenda 21. Something had to happen in 2020. I knew it. I put it on my Facebook page. Something's going to happen. 2019, Happy New Year, 2019. Revolt for your leisure and pleasure. I knew 2019 was the last year of freedom. As soon as 2020 hit, they would bang the world with something, and they got them police militarized enough and violent enough, ready for a backlash from the public. Doesn't matter what the public would have done. The police have been there, and they've been total Nazis about it. Total fucking brown shirts, pardon me. But that was what they have been. You've seen it in Australia, Canada, even here in Britain.
It's unbelievable. It really is. It's absolutely unreal how some people in this have been treated by. I mean, the police force are involved. You know, they wouldn't work without the public. The police wouldn't work because nobody's going to tell them anything. And the damage that's been done, not only. I mean, I don't think it's so bad in this country, but in Australia and Canada and New Zealand, I don't know if they'll ever get back to the trust in the police forces again. I mean, they were worse than us. I believe they were.
Oh, they all, yes. It's Chinese style, wasn't it? It's Chinese style.
It was absolutely, but it was not of a modern world.
No, it's not.
It was just everything about it. Just everything. It was absolutely. It's absolutely criminal, and I mean, I don't know. People were keeping their mouth shut, but we've got. I mean, I always says to you, all we need is one eminent person to be on our side, and I think there's more and more. I've said this to Rob. I think in 5 years' time, we're going to be sat watching television, and there is going to be an advert from a solicitor turning around and saying, were you unfairly taken 20% on furlough? Did you have the injection? Did COVID affect you? And I do believe that it's going to be like, you know, something like the PIP, what was it? The credit card insurance and the mis-selling and all, you know, that allowed everybody. This is absolutely overhanded. I mean, I had it a couple of months ago. It didn't warrant the response the world put out there, let alone this country. It was a bad flu. It was a bad flu.
Yeah, I've had it.
You know, but you can't be taking you can't be taking money off people and then making them stay at home and giving them mental health issues and, you know, just, you know.
And no hope. This
no wonder some of these people don't want to go back to work. No wonder some of them don't want to go back to work. Some of them probably can't go back to work. The damage that it's done to some people. We're lucky. Not everybody was as lucky.
You reckon in 5 years' time we're gonna have the freedom. In 5 years' time, we're gonna have the freedom to sit back and watch the television, and they're gonna be able to promote these claims against the system.
Well. Again, we're just hearing things now, aren't we? I mean, we had conversations about this. It was absolutely obvious. Nothing surprises me. It was absolutely obvious that the press was paid. Absolutely obvious for the coverage that this thing got. None of the negative stories ever getting into the press, and now it turns out that there's a phone call being done between Boris and 15 or whatever, how many newspaper executives. I promise you this, go positive on it. I promise you this, and then, you know, there's memos saying disguise it as a furlough payment. You know, it's corrupt from top to bottom. I'm glad I'm the age I am. I am glad I am not a kid. I am glad I am not a kid growing up in.
How old are you then?
I'm 50. So I'm absolutely glad I'm well over halfway through, because this is not conducive to healthy living.
You're nearly as old as me, boy. Nearly as old as
I'm
me.
nearly as old as you.
Yeah.
It's just not. It's not a nice world, is it? Let's be honest with you. It's not a nice world.
It's never been a nice world, Brian. It's never been a nice world. And I was having a chat with somebody today up my allotment, Richard, and I was on about things like. We were talking about the Eagle Annual. You might remember the Eagle Annual, Rob.
I do, yeah.
For boys, and I was sort of on about how, you know, like annuals were a thing that children used to look forward to getting an annual, and I started collecting Eagle Annuals. I got about half a dozen, but there was, and I inherited mine. When I had them when I was a child, I inherited them off of my Uncle John. But there was something in there that it stuck in my head, and it's how to keep like your milk cool when you're out camping. And I always remember this, and I'm 57, so this is going back like 45 years. I remember reading this, and it was like you just take a hole in the ground.
You old git, 57.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's old and there's mature. Like a fine wine, Rob. But you wouldn't know about fine. You drink Merlot.
Well, I can't talk. I'm a bit older than you, aren't I, Rich?
You're quite a lot older than me, Rob, percentage-wise.
Excuse me, 57 and 62, that tells me in my mathematics, in my little head here, that's only 5.
5 years, but 5 out of 50 years is 10%. No, it's not 20%.
We're not talking percentages.
10%.
You know?
Yeah, it's 10%.
Yeah, you're 10% older.
I'm 10% older.
About 9.
Yeah. And if the price of your bottle of Merlot went up by 10%, you'd moan. That'll put You say, gosh, rate of inflation, 10%.
You can't say that, because that means you'll have to spend over a £5 a bottle, and it will not do that.
Or they took 10% out. You pay the same price, shrinkflation, and you pay for your 700 mils, or whatever it is. You end up getting 630 mil instead. Yeah, so I was on about this today, and Richard's in his 70s. And even he said it. Thatcher made a big change in this country, doing away with apprenticeships, doing away with unions, doing away with.
Did you see that in the news about that statue of Margaret Thatcher? What they did, they threw eggs at it. Did you hear about that?
Eggs?
Yeah.
Is that all? Egg. What a waste of eggs.
I know.
Want to throw Boris at it?
Here's something. I ask everybody, every single person I meet, I ask, have you heard of the Great Reset? And I was in Sainsbury's yesterday, and there's a guy I've been touting. He's 20, I think he's 21, this guy. He might even be younger than that. And I've been going in, and I've been using his till specifically because of his age. And I went back and I said, "Oh, have you heard of the Great Reset?" No, I haven't. So I wrote all these things down, about half a dozen things to research, and this is about 6 months ago. I first met him. The Great Reset, Fourth Industrial Revolution, Revelation 13, 16 to 18, Digital Wallet, Digital ID, Agenda 21, Event 201, ID 2020. Okay, so those are the things I've written down, and I've written down, you will own nothing and you will be happy. And this is my normal spiel. Okay, I say it all the time to everyone I meet. So anyway, I caught him Saturday when I was coming back from dropping my mum off at the train station. I was walking about, I went to Sainsbury's and he was there, and I said, right, I'll go up. I said, oh, have you researched the Great Reset yet? No. He's like a really attractive guy. This guy, if he went out, he's got that charisma. You know, he's a handsome bloke, young man. He's got well, I said handsome young man.
Oh,
there's three criteria you need to fulfill there, Rob, to be exactly the same.
Handsome young. I don't fit any of them, do I?
No, you don't.
You bastard.
So anyway,
Sorry.
I said to him yesterday, okay, have you researched it yet? No, I haven't. I'm out of time. No, I think he's scared. I think people are scared of what they're going to find. Okay,
that's a big major issue with people.
I think people are scared of what they're going to find.
I've told you this before, Richard. My other half.
Don't care.
I talked to her, right, and she doesn't want to listen because I put it down to she's scared of learning.
I don't know. Do you know what? I don't think they are. Do you know what it is? I honestly believe that they do not want to know.
No, they want to. No,
I don't.
It's not that they want to know
because it's scary.
There's somebody at work who I said the exact same, and she, it's the exact same, and she said, "I'll be honest with you. I probably should care, but I don't care because I'm happy with my life at the moment, and I don't want to see things that I don't know anything about." And that was her. She doesn't care. She doesn't care. It probably is going on, but she doesn't care because she can't. Because then she'd worry too much.
It's not affecting her directly.
Yeah.
You know, they all.
Do you look at the information that you look at? You know, you look at the information.
Denial.
That's been thrown at you. The amount of it for the normal layperson to sit there and take in. I'd throw down the newspaper as well. I'd turn television off. I wouldn't listen. It's just been absolutely.
Cognitive dissonance, they call it.
Bum, 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 bum. It's no different from playing music outside your house to try and drive you mental.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Just get. They've actually got us to the stage where I don't care. Boris Johnson, Partygate, I don't care. He's ripping us off for billions. I don't care.
They come out of the closet now. Everything's in full.
The need to
put that comment up. Dialine payroll. Is that parole or parole? It's called denial.
Parole, I think.
Darlene. Keep it out there.
Oh, sorry. There we go.
Is it denial or is it?
Yeah. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, honestly, I'm here as much as a lot of people coming out on social media and you're reading things. Yeah, you are getting, but when you actually talk to the lay person on it's a form of denial. It really is. I absolutely agree with that. It's denial.
It's denying that it actually exists.
It's deny. Yeah, if deny it, and then it's not your issue.
Or is it fear of knowing? Like it's like if you're sitting on death row in prison and you know you're going to die. Do you dwell on it? If you know tomorrow or you know next week or next year you're gonna be electrocuted or however they murder people in prison that are on death row. Do people? You can't deny it. There's a hope that they'll get parole. Oddly enough, parole, or some sort of waiver on the death sentence. But it's not denial. It's not denial that the death sentence exists. It's
denial that it's going to happen.
Say again.
Denial that it's going to.
No, it's not denial. It's not dwelling on it, because dwelling on it will be a perpetual up until the time you get electrocuted to death or shot in the head.
To be honest with you, I think the way they do it I know they have to do it but the way they do it in America, the 16 years on death row, and I understand that, but I think maybe some of the reasons why because they go, well, it's not so bad this being on death row, because 16 years is a long time.
Well, if I was in death row, I could have a double whopper with cheese.
But what I'm saying is, it might be a different. People on death row might be a different kettle of fish if they got the sentence on Friday and it were carried out the following Friday.
Yeah, that's one thing that's baffled me.
Maybe
if I knew I were going to die and they said to me, "What's your last meal request?" How could you honestly want something to eat when you know you're going to die?
I think the weight is part of the punishment.
Yeah, but
you've got to ask for something that doesn't exist.
They order already steaks, like a big, massive T-bone steak or a fillet steak and all the trimmings. Why? I wouldn't enjoy it knowing that I'm going to eat this and I'm going to die. I'd just be thinking, I don't want to die. I wouldn't enjoy the food.
I don't know if it's so much they're not wanting to die as to how they do it.
Yeah, electrocution is so cruel.
It's cruel. It's cruel, but you can put an elephant. You can put an elephant out with one injection.
Oh yeah.
But they have to use 3 or 4 because you're not allowed to use one, because one constitutes murder or something. Whereas if you use 3 or 4, it comes in. But every single person who was executed, their murder goes down as manslaughter on the death. The big manslaughter. Oh yeah, in America, yeah, because they've been murdered. But there's a word in front of it. There's a word in front of it, is there not? Something homicide. So yeah, they've been. It goes on a bit. But it's like the word before it is to say that it's been legally done, kind of thing.
All right.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. It does. I do believe it says on your birth certificate that you've been killed in one way or another.
I'm going to look at that.
Yeah, please. Yeah, I'm sure it does. I'm sure I've heard that somewhere, that it does actually go on your certificate that.
Well, it doesn't matter what they call it.
It's murder.
Right. Yeah, it's still murder. They could say, "Oh, it's bananas and cream." No, it's still murder.
And that's why they get, because it's a very religious country, America, isn't it? It's ironic as it is, and I think that's how they get around it, because one drug does something else. So one person, because is there not more than one person that releases the drugs as well?
No, it's one person. But you've got witnesses. Are you
sure it's only one person? Are you sure it's not one person does one and one does the other?
No, it's one person. One person only. That does it.
Don't they have it? Haven't they got like an automatic thing, like an automatic plunging machine?
And 2 people have to do it. So not one. I'm sure it is. One releases one drug and one releases another. I think you're right. Richard. I think it is automated. There's 2 people to do it, and then there's not one person that's.
It's like a firing squad. You might have a dozen shooters to one person who's killed him. Well,
Yeah.
Hey, Richard, if you were on Death Squad, right, what would be your last request? I'm curious.
What do you mean my last request?
Yeah.
What, if I was on death row, or if I was on death row?
If they said to you, right, you're getting executed tomorrow, right? What would you like us to do for you as a last request? What would you ask for?
Flipping out.
Apart from freedom.
Apart from what?
Apart from freedom.
No, I'm looking forward to death row.
Yeah, you've said that before, but Richard, that's not nice.
This world is too heavy for me. This world's too heavy.
It is heavy.
Yeah.
It's heavy. When you're awake and when you're a righteous person.
Rich, let me just change you on that one.
Right.
What you should have said is, I have no fear of death. That's what you should have said.
No, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, but no. I've said
it most of my life, Rob. I'm looking forward to it. I don't want to rush out and kill myself or get killed, but when it happens, I'm looking forward to it because I've seen enough of the world to know, A, that I'm not comfortable in this. Don't matter how much money I've got, I'll never be content and comfortable in this world because I know what goes on behind closed doors. There's nothing that any amount of money can do to stop it. It's a torment. This life is a torment. And I'm curious. I'm just so curious about life. I really am. I really, really am. And, it's a massive, massive world. It doesn't matter how much time we got on it, 100 years, 1,000 years, we never get to see it all, which is why I choose to believe in eternity, because I think then we get to we got an opportunity to experience God's creation at leisure in most infinite detail. We've got an eternity to do it. So if you're an artist and you create something, you want everybody to look at every brush stroke, or critics, they look at every brush stroke, like a Van Gogh. They look at every brush stroke, and people will spend a lifetime just looking at one picture, like you do the Mona Lisa. People are just standing there for hours and hours and hours just looking at it. And this is what I think. Possibly that eternity will be. It will be us enjoying God's creation without disobeying God and eating from that stupid tree. Eve, here, have a bite of this. No, I'm all right. No, go on. Oh, go on. Oh, that's like from what's her name? Used to make tea and Father Ted. Do you remember? You ever watch Father Ted?
I never. Do you watch Father Ted? Right? Yeah.
And
I've never watched that.
There's a woman that makes the tea. Yeah. Oh, have a cup of tea. Oh, go on. And in the end, they give in. That's what happened with Adam and Eve. Adam gave in because she was nagging him. Have this. Have a bite of this. If he stood up and said, "Listen, you have it. I'm all right, thanks." I got me.
I mentioned this to you last time, Richard. I always wonder, what would have happened if, right? We know Eve ate of the fruit, the forbidden fruit first, don't we? Yeah. And then she went to Adam and said, "Here, take this." Now, what if Adam had refused to eat that fruit, but Eve obviously had already partaken of that forbidden fruit? How would that affect what the purposes of our future today?
You would have no shite in the world.
Yeah, but would God have created another woman for Adam to say, right, Eve sinned, she ate from the fruit, so I'm going to give you another woman? How would it have worked?
Well, he'd have gone to court and lost half of them.
No, he wouldn't do that. He wouldn't do that, Rob. He wouldn't do that. What was that?
He said it had gone to court and Adam would have lost half of everything.
It wouldn't, Rob. It's free will. He would have done his thing. She would have done her thing. He wouldn't have stopped that. That is free will. And then they would have decided whether Adam would have stayed with Eve. Was there another woman? No, there wasn't another woman on Earth. God wouldn't have another woman.
Adam said, "No, I'm not going to eat that fruit." Eve would have died because she sinned, but Adam would have been on his own then. So would God have given him another woman, or how would it have worked?
Interesting.
It is interesting, yeah.
Well, maybe she played the old no nookie card. I got a headache anyway. They're not very good. Yeah. And here's the thing: she would have had the knowledge. She would have had the knowledge to create all this weaponry, and he would have just been probably murdered. Would Adam have been murdered?
What, by Eve?
Yeah.
Depends how much she loved him, I suppose.
Well, she didn't love him. She hated him because they were two different things. Adam would have been of God, and Eve would have been of Satan.
Yeah.
Snakes.
It's all very interesting, isn't it? It's all very, what if? I know we shouldn't dwell on what ifs, but you can't help it sometimes.
No. It's good to dwell on what ifs. It's what ifs, because if we're doing this, we're sort of weighing up balances, and we've got. This is the thing. We've got the Great Reset. Everything that's going on, chemtrails, 5G, fluoride in the water, shit food, everything, consumerism, technology, everything. It's all everything is a distraction. We've said this: divide attention.
Yeah.
Away from the core thing. The Ukraine,
Divide and conquer.
That's been a tactic for years. That was used in the workplace. That we used in the workplace more than anywhere else during union. Always, that's what you used to call it. That's what when we were in union in 80s. That's what it. Don't let them divide and conquer us. That's what we used to say.
Yeah, union to unite. Yeah, to unionize is united. Yeah. Thatcher did away with unions.
That's why. That is why the Tory government took away all the powers from the unions, because that's what it was. And that again is the start of the new world order.
Oh, 100%, absolutely. Ronald Reagan and Maggie Thatcher.
When they sat round the table, that was one of the things they turned around and said, "We have to get rid of the unions."
Well, it is the same as we need to get rid of unity in communities and this is what I'm from a council saying. I witnessed this once Thatcher sold council houses as private equities. Up come the 6-foot high fence. You had communities infiltrated by people that were capitalists, American style capitalists, making money. And then money became, it's like consumerism. It divided communities. It stuck, we didn't used to lock our back doors.
No.
We used to hop over the fence if it was raining and get next door washing in if it was raining. We used to have charabangs. You'll remember the word charabang, Rob.
Yeah.
I don't know whether, Brian, you remember the word charabang.
Absolutely, charabang, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You look up the word charabang now, the word is defunct. People don't know what it means anymore.
They don't.
They don't, because street outings, we used to have street outings. There was like 2 coaches, 100 people from the street and the surrounding streets. We used to go to Weston-super-Mare or Weymouth, the day. Charabang. It's a word that is non-existent in use.
Perot says my death request would be to take the top 1% controllers with me. Do you think it means the top 100% or top 1%?
No, it is 1%.
All right. Okay.
It is 1%.
Is it?
Of course it is. It's you don't think it's not hundreds of thousands of people.
Oh, it's not even 1%.
No, it's dozens. It's at the most, it's dozens.
Right.
It's a dozen families, isn't it? Something like that. Dozen families, dozen bloodlines, families. And
well, we all know the top of the tree.
Come on, bro. What's the top of the tree?
The Rothschilds.
Oh yeah.
fellas.
The Rothschilds have bankrolled because they own that many of the world's banks. They have bankrolled every single war in the last 150 years.
There you go.
Every single war. There was at one point, I believe it was the American Civil War, where the Rothschilds were paying both sides, were financing both sides, because they were both using different banks that were run by the Rothschilds.
Yeah.
Well, the Second World War was funded by the same bank, both sides.
There you go. Yeah. The German bank, the German bank, the English bank, the American bank, all owned by the Rothschilds. Yeah, the first, the right for the. I mean, you look at the connections. You know, if you want to go as deep into it and that, you know, the rights for the first, you know, the right to breed. You know, they're even supposed to go as back as our royal family, but even they don't care about us talking about it because they know that it don't matter. Nobody cares now. They don't even care. They don't care. They don't care because nothing happens to them. They don't care. They don't care. Boris Johnson does not care. He don't care.
No, they don't give a flying two. Listen, how many eyes are this? Now this is the thing. So anyway, let me go back to. Do you watch television, Brian?
I watch certain programs that entertain me.
Do you know? Well, I know this ain't the way it's been. Have they been promoting, like the BBC? Have they been promoting the Great Reset? This is what everything's heading towards?
No,
they're not important, are they? The most important thing that's happening to the world, and they're not. The BBC aren't voicing. This is what coming. It's the most important thing. It's what everything's about. The Great Reset. There's no secret. Rob's not going to get a strike for talking about the Great Reset on this video, because it's out there. You know, in the New World Order, it's a real thing. It's not.
Yeah, absolutely. But
this is the thing. So, and the number of people that have not heard of the Great Reset, and I say, "Have you heard of the Great Reset?" No. What's that then? And I said, "Well, look it up." And I said, I got my allotment last week, Thursday, Friday. There was a bit of hoo-ha. There's a recreation ground next to my allotment. There's a lot of hoo-ha. Are you back, Rob?
Nearly.
Can you hear what I'm saying?
No. His earrings going like his looks.
Why aren't they reporting about the Great Reset?
Because this feud between Tory Party and BBC is made up. The real feud is between the only news programme I believe that would possibly have done it is Channel 4, but they're getting the tails, they're getting the wings clipped at the moment, aren't they?
Are they?
I'm back. Sorry,
right.
Richard.
Yeah.
No, don't say sorry to me. Listen.
Yeah, they're the only news programme that I would say would report on something like this. They are very. They go into news a lot more than the BBC and ITV to say it's made by ITV. Channel 4 News, I prefer. It's a bit woke. But
the thing is, it ain't news. It's bigger than news. It's the agenda that is coming. Why? By the World Economic Forum. We got the BBC. The BBC are a worldwide broadcasting corporation. It's not just about British Broadcasting Corporation. The British Broadcasting Corporation, every single country gets the BBC, shipping with reports and
World Service
reports and all that jazz. But everybody, why don't everybody know about the Great Reset? Everybody knows when there's a World Football match on, or everybody knows about a war in Ukraine.
Because people don't open their minds, Richard. That's why.
It's not about that. What I'm questioning is, why aren't mainstream media reporting the Great Reset?
It's all about questioning the narrative, Rich.
Because
people do not question the narrative. And that is the problem. They accept everything they see on that screen. They accept it. They believe it. They believe it 100%. They don't do their own. They don't do their own research.
Yeah, but the British Broadcasting. No, Rob. This is what I'm saying. The British Broadcasting Corporation and every other mainstream media, tabloid, and television station should be saying this is the Great Reset. Why aren't they doing it? It's not up to the individual, really, Rob, or it is. But we know what society are like. They come home, switch the telly on, that's it, and watch it. But why aren't the BBC and why aren't the government saying the Great Reset? This is what's coming, because we know that is what's coming. Because all nations on Earth now, 190, or I think if you count Palestine and the Vatican, there's 197 countries in the world. They've all signed up to the WHO, their pandemic control agenda. Even Britain have signed up to it. I think they're signing up to it. They threw out a petition against Great Britain signing up to this, which basically means that this is a real thing. They now have total control over the whole world's medical, the whole world's countries, independent individual state medical provisos.
Australian politicians are using that very excuse. That is the reason that what you have just said, Richard. That is what the Australian politicians are actually saying as to why they can't end things. It's because they have signed up to that, and that's why they can't. Because they're in a worldwide agreement, so we can't just go against that. And so you're absolutely right. I did see that on Australian TV. Absolutely.
Yeah. Why aren't they promoting? Why aren't they saying the Great Reset? This is what's coming to you, because it is a real thing. Now I come out of my allotment last week, and there's a bit of a hoo-ha. It's next to a big recreation ground. There's a bit of a hoo-ha, and there's a load of coppers down the bottom, and there were about half a dozen kids. I'll call them kids, teenagers, outside the allotment gates, all sitting around looking down. And I said, "What's going on down there then?" They said, "Oh, the police just turned up. Somebody'd been riding a motorbike on the field." So I said, "Oh, I'll go down and have a look then." When I went down, there were 16 coppers. There were 16 coppers down there. I counted them all because one person was on a moped, okay, on the grass. So anyway, I siphoned there was only one lady copper there. She said, "All right, buddy." I said, "Yeah, I'm all right. I'm more concerned about you. What are you all doing here?" So anyway, I siphoned one of the coppers off and had a chat with him. The first thing I always say is, "Do you believe in God?" Because you're here upholding common law. Blah blah blah. He said, "Actually, yeah, I do." I said, "Have you heard of the Great Reset?" This is a copper. He was 28, I think. He said, "No, what's that?" The Great Reset. A copper hadn't heard of the Great Reset. A copper hadn't heard of the Great Reset. None of them. That's 16 coppers. None of them had heard of the Great Reset. I wrote a list out to this copper. I said, "Hang on." I had a good chat with him. Forget his name. I wrote this, and I should print it off actually, because it's the same spiel every time on every person I meet. The Great Reset. And I said to him, "Do you know what the Great Reset motto is?" "Well, you won't, because you don't know about the Great Reset. You will own nothing and you will be happy." I looked that up. He said, and then I said about the Fourth Industrial Revolution, and ID 2020. That was the other thing. And digital wallet. Do you ever, they know about the digital wallet, but they think the digital wallet is something you get on your phone, not your mark of the beast in your right hand or in your
IV chip. An IV chip.
Yeah. ID chip, ID 2020. But this is a copper. Didn't know about the Great Reset. So we got a fucking big problem, mate. We got a big problem. The biggest problem you can, I say chemtrails. Yeah. Everybody, it's part of my spiel. Look at that. If I can see them, and I mentioned this before. I got a neighbour, Sue. I said to her 6 years ago, 2016. Look at the sky. Look what they're doing to the sky. And I don't stop about it. And she said to me not so long back, "Oh, I see what you mean now." It's taken 6 years for it to sink in, and for us to realise that, yeah, something ain't right. But why don't people know? The biggest problem we got is the Great Reset, because the Great Reset encompasses everything. The control by the old gee whiz, the control by the World Health Organization, the control by the World Economic Forum, which is a private entity. It's Klaus Schwab's own invention. The Fourth Industrial Revolution, which is amalgamation, and it's the amalgamation of technology with biology, miry clay and iron, biblical. But here's the thing: if I come into your house, Rob, and I emptied your house, I took everything, so you had nothing. Firstly, I would have stolen it. Would you? You wouldn't be happy about it if I stole it, but would you be happy that you had nothing? Would you be happy if I come in and took all your stuff?
Listen, I'd be happy as long as I got my essentials to survive.
No, I took your essentials as well, Rob. I raided your house and I took everything. You will own nothing.
Yeah.
You got nothing, mate. And you will be happy.
What are you saying? That you'd take it from me, or somebody else would take it from me?
No. Just suppose if somebody come in my house now and emptied my house, like a bailiff or something.
Yeah.
Because I'm boycotting council tax. Well, they threaten me. They come on my door so many times. I just say, listen, I don't consent. I don't consent. I'm not Mr. Harbury. Mr. is your corporate entity. I'm just a man called Richard. Mr. is part of your straw man. Mr. is part of your corporate entity.
Yeah.
Your fictitious entity, not Richard the man. So anybody that calls you Mr., the same as Sir. Don't call me Sir. Jimmy Savile was a Sir. People say, oh, it's polite. Honestly, even coppers would say it, Sir. I said, no, don't call me Sir. I said, Jimmy Savile was a Sir. Rolf Harris was a Sir. All these politicians are Sir. Don't call me Sir. They always would be impolite. I said, well, I think you find it offensive. Don't call me Sir. I'm just a man, Richard. And I'm gradually learning about how legalese works, how your like your corporate entity, how you know, like all block capitals on a bill is addressing you as a man. It's you addressing you as your corporate entity, eh?
If it was you that took everything from me, I'd be happy, because I'd know you'd share it out to those who need it.
No, I just imagine I was keeping it for myself.
But you don't. I know you better than that.
Well, all right, then just say, I don't know, just say somebody you don't know turned up, and just say the government come in and took everything you own.
Right.
Even your sofa, even your laptop there, even your iPads.
There's a lot of things that we don't have control over, yeah? We just have to battle on and survive together and support each other.
No. We got to address the situation, Rob.
No, it is about support.
Yeah, but it don't happen anymore, does it?
Robert, let me tell you this. The last social experiment was the bog roll challenge. How did people react in the bog roll challenge? That was the last social experiment, and it demonstrates how selfish the human being is.
Yeah, there's a difference between the general public and people who you got friends with. People who are friends look after each other.
How many friends on your hand?
Well, I've got you.
How many real friends do you trust? I've got more homeless friends I trust than I got any other friends. More homeless friends that I trust than any other friends I've got.
No, I know what you're saying. I know exactly where you're coming from here.
It's not about that. It's about how selfish, how greedy, how self-absorbed the bog roll challenge, how violent people can get just over a piece of bog roll.
Yeah.
That was the last social experiment. I promise I know it.
Yeah.
know it.
Yeah, I agree.
They seen everything. The public reacted exactly how they A, expected, and B, how they wanted to, because what more do they need to do? They fell for a stupid thing, bog roll shortage. Just, I don't know, just go down the river and wipe your ass. Buy some nappies, Terran nappies. They didn't throw away Terran nappies, they were washed. You don't need to bog roll to wipe your ass. You just get,
get a shower head. Get the old shower head up your ass. That does the job.
Aside from when they turn the water off and the mains power off, everything disappears. You won't be able to use a shower head because you won't have electricity to pump the shower if you've been in all.
I'll just get Brian to suck up loads of water and I
think there's a name for that, Rob.
Yeah, honestly, but this is the thing. The biggest thing. Everything else is a part of the arsenal. G-Wiz, chemtrails, fluoridated water, MSN. But the main thing to focus on is the Great Reset. As soon as you say to people, you will own nothing. Right, here's another thing about that. You will own nothing and you will be happy. Right? And this is what I'm alluding to. If somebody come in your house, Rob, and stole everything from you, like the government or the World Economic Forum, okay? They come in, they took you and they left you. They took your food, mate. They took all your provisions, all your prepping. You won't be happy.
Yeah.
Would you?
I agree.
No, you wouldn't be happy.
Yeah.
Okay. What is the only way? And I watched One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest the other week, a couple of weeks ago. I watched One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Now, right at the end of it, Jack Nicholson, they did a lobotomy on him, okay, and he came back from being operated on, isolated. They done a lobotomy on him, and he was sat there like he looked happy, but he wasn't in. The only way that if somebody took everything away from you, the only way you'd be happy if they took away your emotion to be unhappy or to be angry. That's the only way you would be happy. And this is their motto. Read their motto. You will be happy. You will own nothing and you will be happy. We will take everything away from you and you will be happy. What is the only way you will be happy? Is if you can't rationalize what has happened to you, which means they take away your physical ability to think, which means they give you some sort of lobotomy, which comes down with the old G-Wiz, with something they do with technology to switch off you. That's the only way you can be happy. I can't think of any other way. It's like having Prozac.
Well, that would apply to probably the majority of people who had the triple and fourth vacations.
Yeah.
Right. That when they switch them on, big style. I mean, when they switch them on, they haven't done that yet. But when they do, I think that's when we're going to see a lot of more. What can I say? We'll see more results going favourably their way.
You mean by death?
Well, yeah, it could be death.
People, listen, what about films like Brick in the Wall? All in all, it's just another brick in the wall. And there's in a lot of videos, they've just got people just marching, mind dead, blank expressions, blank eyes, just walking in unison into a factory. There's loads of films like it, even 1984.
The trouble is with the majority of people now,
so they need to take off
things themselves. They'll accept what they're told and they'll go with the flow.
Yeah,
and
we know that, Rob. We know that. But this is the thing. Firstly, how are they going to make people happy when they have taken everything away from them?
Because they're going to say,
we
we will
need
give you
to
this,
understand.
we will give you that, we will provide for you. They will make promises.
Right, most parents set their children up, okay? They bought their house, they'll leave the house to the children, they'll leave their inheritance money to the children. Once they take away everything from the parents, there's nothing to give the children. Now, I've woken up, a lot of people have just gone, boom. A guy at the allotment, I said, oh, going back a while, this. Oh, he said, and I'm on about this, oh, digital this, digital that. He said, oh, I won't be around for that. And I said, yeah, but your grandchildren will be. And he was like, oh, yeah. He didn't even say that. He was just like, oh,
people don't think about the future generations, the family, the grandkids.
Unless you tell them.
Yeah.
Unless they're told. Unless they're told. There's something that takes them out of their comfort zone. This is what we've got to do. I'm on about resolves now. I'm going out. I might go out this Saturday, okay, into my local town with a banner on a stick. It's going to be the Great Reset. You will own nothing and you will be happy. How many people haven't heard of it? Loads and loads and loads and loads and loads. It's the majority of people that get their news from the television have never heard of the Great Reset. You will own nothing and you will be happy.
Yeah.
The fourth industrial revolution. Now I can spiel that off and I'll stand there. I won't holler out anything unless there's a crowd of people say, oh, Richard, tell us more. And I'll say, yeah, here we go. The Great Reset. You'll own nothing and you will be happy. Look it up. World Economic Forum. But that's what I'm doing this weekend, Saturday. I'll do it. I'll do it.
Hold it the nail on the head here, Richard.
This is what we got to do. We got to wake everybody up, Rob, because the number of people that I've said as well. Russell,
Paul's hit the nail on the head here, mate, when he said if people haven't woke up by now, they never will.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong.
Conspiracy theorists.
Right, listen up. Listen up. How many people, this is crucial. Everything's about the Great Reset. How many people have not heard of the Great Reset? Loads. 80% of the population ain't heard of the Great Reset.
I don't think they can.
Yeah, Brian's hit the nail on the head. He said
if they wouldn't go visit their dying grandmother and smash the door down of a nursing home to get in and see their dying grandmother take their last wish for an £80 fine, there ain't no freaking way that you're going to get people rioting like they did over the poll tax. There's not enough, Richard.
Hold it. You're going right back to the beginning. You're going back 2 years ago. People are there's a lot of people waking up now to the dangers of the remedy. Okay, there's a lot of people saying, oh yeah. Now I had a chat yesterday, again on my allotment with a guy. He's had the holiday, okay, the triple holiday.
Triple vaccination.
But I said to him, listen, right, what happens when they say you got to have the microchip? Because he was coerced into it for his job, the old vacation.
Vacation, yeah.
AKA holiday, the triple holiday. I said, what happens when they say you're going to have a microchip in your hand? He said, no, I'm not having it. I said, I bet you said that about the old holiday. He said, well, actually, yeah, I did. So I said, you're going to be in the shit then, because you'll just be, you won't be able to pay your mortgage. But the people are getting more and more aware. But how many people don't know about the Great Reset? That is the most important thing now, to get people to wake up, because people don't know about it unless you're on YouTube. People don't know about it unless you're on BitChute. People that watch the BBC, this is why I asked, is the television promoting the Great Reset? Because it's a real thing. It's at the head of everything. It's the foundation of everything is the Great Reset. And as soon as you tell them and you say there's World Economic Forum, you will own nothing and you will be happy. Go and check the flipping website. This is the most important thing, Rob. This will wake people up. And this is why I say, Paul, and even Brian, people need some, and I've said this years and years and years and years ago, even after Jimmy Savile, I said, something's going to happen. The government are going to do something so outrageous the whole of the country are going to wake up to the reality of what this government actually is and what the system is, and not Jimmy Savile. That didn't wake people up. They sort of woke up for a week and then they forgot about it. Even this Partygate thing in recently, just everything the government done, it's short term attention spans, and then people forget about it. How many people still fund the BBC with their license fee? How many people still pay the license fee to the BBC and not making a stand and saying, listen, stuff that, I'm not funding the BBC because of Jimmy Savile, because of Rolf Harris, because of the fake news? How many people stand up and said, no, fuck it, I ain't paying the BBC a penny? Very few people have actually put their money where their mouth is, put their money where their ethics is, and said, no, I ain't funding the BBC. They carry on funding the BBC. That demonstrates the fickle lack of conviction that people have. Paedophilia, the worst thing ever. And people fund it. They don't think. They don't put two and two together and say, ooh, you know, Esther Rantzen, Childline. What's Childline all about? Childline is about helping 99 children and then siphoning one off. You know, it's like the Bible with the porn mag in the middle. 99 people. It's the Bible. The porn mag is the one they rip off. You know, it's a good cover. It's like the Freemasons, all these do-gooders. I've got a few Freemason friends, good friends. They're the Bible. And then the 33 degrees and above are the porn mag inside the Bible, hiding behind that righteous cover of those that are in Freemasonry that do good and do charitable work, which they do. They do good work in the community, but they're the cover for a sinister plot and a sinister organization. That's exactly what it is. And now we know what the whole agenda is about the Great Reset, and we know what it's going to be. It's going to be China style. It's going to be 1984 revisited. But this is the thing: the Great Reset, Rob, is the most crucial thing that people don't know about because it's not promoted on the BBC. But it is. If people got their discernment to question, when you say, "Listen, you will own nothing and you will be happy."
Yeah,
that's a real thing. Look it up.
Yeah,
and then this is what I'm doing. This is my charge now. Saturday, I'm going to be in town with me banner, the Great Reset. I don't need to say anything unless somebody comes out. I don't have to holler out anything. I don't have to go down with a megaphone because I haven't got one. Oh, I got this.
Hello, darling.
A dog named Booth put a text up there. My sister had a heart attack. Multiple bypass days after her first. She still took her second in the hospital recovery.
Oh,
yeah, it's sad, isn't it?
You know, people need help, Rob, and the best help we can give them is information. Now, we've been on about chemtrails. I've been on about chemtrails for 6 years. 6 years. I got quite a few YouTube channels, but my first video was on a different channel with a different name, 2016, I think. And I did a whole day of it, and it pissed me off that I spent a whole day when I should have been planting potatoes in my backyard. I spent the whole day pointing at the sky, videoing it. And that's 6 years I've been on about the sky, and you know, there's nothing we can do about it really, unless we wake everybody up to have our great reset.
Well, they're not going to stop the digital age. They are going to come in with a digital currency.
We are in the digital age.
It's coming. There's no getting away from it.
No. They, I mean, the banks will bring it in, of course, because the banks run the world.
Yeah.
And so if you want to go through the banking system,
not just the banks, Richard. Not you. Look what's going on at the moment. My football club becomes cashless next season. My football club will not take a penny piece in cash.
Wow.
Who's that? Their ground. from next season. Leeds United.
Leeds United. Oh, you remember Gordon McQueen then playing for Leeds United? Rob doesn't.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm a Glaswegian brought down here. I'm not an old school. I'm modern. I'm a refugee.
Oh, here's another thing. We're talking about refugees. How sensible is it to have, bearing in mind the medical situation that the world's been in for a couple of years, how sensible is it to move people around the world from one country to another country? How sensible?
I can't wait. I can't wait. I've already told Rob what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to Scarborough and buy the $4.99 dinghy. As soon as they get sun, I fancy a few weeks in Rwanda. I fancy a bit of sun, so I'm going to go off at I'm going to go off at coast of Scarborough. Then I'm going to come in. I'm going to pretend I don't speak English. I'm going to get shipped over to Rwanda. I'm going to get myself a really nice tan. See what kind of grants are offering.
Yeah.
Make sure that I can move them up.
Get a nice hotel you get me.
Oh, I'm going to get into a lovely hotel.
Yeah,
They've already promised the refugees that.
Yeah.
So, and then I'm going to go over there, and then I'm just going to start speaking English and tell them the truth, and come back with a nice tan and a wad of cash.
You got a nice tan as it is, mate.
Well, like I say, I've been practicing. I can't come in as white as Rob, or else I won't believe my ethnicity. So I'm working on the time.
Yeah, but this is the thing. Digitalization. Everything is going digital now. You know how they'll do it. It'll be firstly, you know. Oh, here's another thing. What's going to happen? They'll take away your dog. They'll take away your cat. They'll take away your budgie. People won't be allowed to have pets. Firstly, there ain't enough food in the world now to feed pets. Secondly, see what he did in Beijing, was it?
That's you out the window then, Bri, because you're an animal. You ain't gonna get. You've got no chance.
Why? What they're going to do?
They're not going to feed pets.
Well, they're going to. You won't. You will own nothing, mate, and that includes pets. And pets will be one of the first things to go because pets eat food, and food ain't available for even humans, let alone pets. Honestly.
We'll just
and here's the thing, they know every single pet because every single pet has to be microchipped. Cat and dog. 2016 became law in Britain to have your dog's microchip by law. So they know every single dog that is gone by the system. And also they know where the owners have been walking for the last 6 years.
Yeah.
You know, this is track and trace. When you look at it, the track and trace has gone back at least to 2016 when they microchipped dogs. To normalise. Now there are benefits to having a dog microchipped. If you lose it, you can find it. Google.
I don't know how long's the Find My Phone function been going?
The what?
Before 2016. Find My Phone. That's before 2016, isn't it? Find My Phone.
Find My Phone.
Yeah, that I think now you feel, but that was before 2016, so it's probably before then.
Yeah.
Dashcam. When did Dashcam come out?
Oh, and then you've got computerized cars.
And then you've got the cheap insurance. Get your cheap insurance if you put one of these boxes in your car. Another weight monitor.
That's it. So this track and trace is going on.
A teenager, I'll save you £1,000 a year. We'll find out where you're going as a teenager. They're doing it to all age groups. Older people are the pet owners who walk the dogs. Younger people drive the cars.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a phone.
Yeah.
Maybe you can drive my car.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway, but this is the thing. They'll cats and dogs, you won't be allowed pets. They won't allow you anything. They won't allow you anything that gives you pleasure. And a cat and a dog will give people pleasure. It's a solace for a lot of people.
Especially in elderly people. Especially in elderly people.
Elderly.
It's been proven that with elderly people, interaction with pets and animals for elderly people is amazing.
Well, they do away with elderly people anyway, Rob. You want to hold off on getting to 65?
You bastard.
No, I'm serious, mate.
You're not 65.
I'm 62, but he's knocking 3 years on me here.
I thought you were 65.
No. I say you want to hang off to becoming 65. Hang off. As soon as you're 65 and you retire, you become a burden on the state. You take money from the state in the form of pension rather than giving money to the state. You're not listening to me.
Hang on, Richard. Brian's saying it's 72
72
here.
now for me.
You're kidding me.
No, I'm 72.
Fuck me.
No, for retirement.
72 for me.
Oh my God.
Wow.
72 for me.
Wow.
I ain't gonna live till 72.
I don't want to live till I'm fucking 72.
I took out a
Why
private
would I want another 20 years of this shite?
working as well. That means you'll have to work until you're 72.
No,
I took out a private pension.
I'll be honest with you. The lifestyle I lead, I want to live till I'm not getting to 72 anyway, so I'm not right fussed.
This is the thing. Listen up, in seriousness. Once you become a burden on the state, that is, you take money in the form of pensions, okay, rather than working and paying tax, you will be exterminated. As soon as you're a burden, the homeless are a burden, the jobless are a burden. Anybody that takes money in some form of benefit, including pensions, offered the government, will be exterminated. This is a fact.
They have.
Exterminate.
No. Listen.
Exterminate.
The next big thing to come out will be the DNRs that were issued to people, and one of the and I do believe this. It's not come out yet, but it will be coming out. One of the biggest disabilities affected, I believe, was unfortunately in the Down syndrome community. I believe that they were treated pretty poorly throughout this pandemic. A lot of families were put on. A lot of people were put on DNR. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff to come out.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff. So whether they get it under the 35 Years Freedom of Information Act, I do not know. I don't know what's going to go on with it when it's going to. But there's some real from undertakers. Undertakers are a really good source of information, especially on YouTube, about the actual people who have died and things during this time. Some really interesting videos on YouTube from undertakers. The amount of deaths in certain age groups and you know, there was one undertaker, I believe, I don't know if he was Manchester, and he had died getting it. He said he wouldn't have known about this because it very rarely happens. But he got all three. One died getting it, one died walking out from it, and one died when they got home from it. And it was all from the exact same test centre. And if it wouldn't have been for the fact that all three families lived around that area and all came to him, he would have had no idea. You want to look it up? I can't remember any names or anything, but it's on YouTube. Undertaker's COVID deaths. And they don't hold any punches. Some of them are really, really good.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Really good blood clots and strokes and things like that from otherwise healthy families that have not got. You know, I personally have just had somebody who's been on a triple holiday, who's just had a stroke, and unfortunately, and the hospital are baffled because the information that you normally get, which is pretty straightforward, the time that it happened, what medication they have to put you on, what caused it, they haven't got a clue. But they are very interested that she's been triple holidayed. That's all I'm going to say on that. And that's personal experience, and it's not long ago it happened.
Triple vacation.
The triple holiday, yeah.
Triple vacation, yeah.
Triple vacation. Triple vacation. You know, I see people that have had the 3 holidays, and I'll be honest with you, none of them look healthy.
No.
None of them look healthy.
But this is the thing. Time's getting short. We ain't got 5 years. We ain't got 10 years. We got to the end of 2023. I reckon the end of 2023 is the last chance we have to make it our great reset. It is. I mean, humanity is disgusting anyway, including myself, believe it or not. But I reckon we got until the end of 2023. If we haven't done anything, if we haven't upturned this great reset and made it governed by somebody a bit more righteous, you know, like Jesus, perhaps. The only one that can save humanity is Jesus Christ. He's the only one that can guide.
Jesus will never involve himself in human politics. It's totally separate.
Say that again.
Jesus will never involve himself in human politics.
Where two or more are gathered together in my name, there I will be in the midst of them. If the whole world said, listen, Jesus had it right. The only way we need a leader. There's no way I can lead the world. I could, but I would need Jesus, the same as you, Rob.
You're only leader.
You've got a lovely heart, but you get your directive from where? On how to be. You get the same as me. I'm not going on a religious buffer here. Firstly, because I'm not religious, but the world needs a new role model, and it ain't Klaus flipping Schwab. It's not Bill Gates.
Definitely not.
It's not Boris Johnson. The world needs a new leader. It's not Putin. It's not anybody. It's not Donald Trump. It's nobody. It's everybody.
Yeah, what you're doing here is setting the scenario for the new world leader, which is the Antichrist.
Oh, I don't care about him, her, whatever it is. That, you know, I'm not. I don't let them do it. Let them do it. But you know, my role is to
remember the Antichrist in the Book of Revelation.
Rob, the Antichrist could already be in fucking charge, mate.
Well, probably is.
You know,
I've come across Klaus Schwab.
What I'm saying is the Antichrist here is going to come in with a solution that solves all mankind's problems, and people will believe it.
We haven't had the alien invasion yet, right? Maybe that's maybe 2023 will be the alien invasion year agenda.
Yes.
This year, Agenda 2022 is all about destroying the food, destroying fuel, wars, rumors of wars.
Yeah.
Agenda 2023.
The trouble is, with over the last 20 years, you look at the role models that are being put out in front of us, and they're all millionaires, and it's all aspire to be as rich as you possibly can. It's all about money. So you'll never get a poor man in charge, because when there's a bloke sat in his Rolls Royce at a traffic light, and then a little bloke pulls up outside in a 15-year-old Fiesta and turns around and says, I can make you more money than what you've got, the bloke in the Rolls Royce is going to put his foot down and fuck off and not listen to you. And that's why you'll never get a poor man in charge. That's why you'll never get somebody who's normal, a new leader of the world, because nobody will listen to him because he's not worth shit. Everybody wants to listen to the millionaire and the billionaire, and that's what people aspire to.
That's now, Brian. That's now. Not everybody in the world is aware of the Great Reset. This is so important.
And when they do become aware of it, they'll be that powerless to do anything about it. That it's
negative waves. What's
it's not negative. You try to
at the moment, but people like
you try to talk to people like this, and they turn around and say to you, "I don't care because I've got a nice caravan that I'm going to at weekend. So thanks for your advice, Brian, but I'm all right, thank you." And so there's, they're not interested. They're not interested.
They'll be interested, Brian, when they are uncomfortable. People that are uncomfortable. No, seriously, listen. People that are comfortable don't give a flying toot about the neighbour. They don't care. But when something happens that affects their comfort zone, that is the time there's outrage.
Yeah.
People need to know about the Great Reset.
But by then, when we go onto the streets to complain about it, they'll have already reintroduced the laws to make going out and complaining about it illegal. So, you know, at this moment in time, they've made enough people happy and content to not do anything about it. And by the time they are walking up to do something about it, all the laws and everything, the regulations will be in place to stop them from doing it.
We got law. It's called common law.
I know, but they don't take no. Yeah, we've got a law. We've got a law that you're not. We've got a law that you're not allowed to lie in the Houses of Parliament, but the Prime Minister's still in charge after doing it numerous times.
Ryan, you're part of the system, mate. You need to come out of the system. You need to think outside of the system.
I am thinking outside of the system.
No,
unfortunately, no, the other nine out of the 10 are. You're not going to get the people I talk to. You're not going to get them to uprise.
How many people have you said? Have you heard of the Great Reset? How many people have you said?
Loads. That much that I've stopped off. I heard about this 16 years ago. The meeting with what's the man? The American. Oh, what's his name? Oh, come on. He owned a missile. What's his name? Come on, I've mentioned his name before. What's his name?
He is the president.
No. He was a member of the American government. The meeting was held on his farm. Jewish gentleman. Jewish surname. Oh, what's his name? I can't dig it out. It'll come to me when I walk out the door. It'll come to me when I walk out the door. But this has been going on. This were reported. This were reported years ago, and nobody listened. And they're actually doing now what we all talked about years and years ago. Henry Kissinger.
Oh, Henry Kissinger. Useless eaters. He's the one that said about useless eaters. Now is the time, mate. We've just had 2.5 years of something that has woken the whole world up. 16 years ago was Jimmy Savile woke the world up to paedophilia and the BBC. But now everybody has been affected. Now is the time to just say, have you heard of the Great Reset? No, I haven't. This is coppers, 16 coppers up the road. No, what's the Great Reset? The Fourth Industrial Revolution, have you heard about it? No, what's the fourth? These are coppers.
Yeah.
Now is the time. We got one chance. Now is opportune. This is both good and evil have got one opening, and now it's now. We both got the same opportunity. We've got the Great Reset as our evidence out of the horse's mouth. Klaus Schwab. It's there. This is the only fucking thing.
Exactly. It's all there.
Our last chance. People don't know about the Great Reset. This is important. Chemtrails. Yeah, we can see them. People don't know what to do about them. What could I? Well, the only thing I could do is get a surface-to-air missile and shoot it down. That's the only thing I can think of doing. But people are addicted to going on holiday. So, you know, planes, or we'll ignore planes. It means no planes, whatever. It's just another thing. 5G towers, I've got one up the road. It's a 4G. I know how to get rid of that. It's got an electric box with a load of holes in it for ventilation. All you've got to do is fill it with something flammable, and that's it. It's gone. That ain't a problem to get rid of. The Great Reset is so. It's a gift for us to use. The same as Revelation 13, 16 to 18 was a gift. The COVIDs has been a gift for us as well as the system. Okay, it's a double-edged sword. They used it to shut the world down, to crash the economy, to put small businesses out of business, to isolate people, to make people ill, to bring in a medical thing. But I've been using it to wake so many people up by this Revelation thing. You cannot buy or sell unless you've got the mark. Well, right, the mask isn't the mark, but it's alluding to you cannot buy or sell. And then there was, if you haven't got this special passport, you cannot buy or sell. If you haven't got a digital wallet, you cannot buy or sell. If you haven't got a passport, you cannot buy a plane ticket to travel abroad. You cannot buy or sell. All these things are gifts that we can use, as well as then elites using them. The last bastion of hope we got is to latch on to the Great Reset and use the facts that the Great Reset offer us to expose. And then people just say, you will own nothing and you will be happy. How are you going to feel when government come in and take everything? It's in there. It's in black and white on that website, World Economic Forum. Klaus Schwab. It's a book, 2018. Everything's been predicted. But the Great Reset, you will own nothing and you will be happy, is a gift for us to open the minds and the eyes and the ears of the world, of our environment. We ain't going to change the world on YouTube, but we can go outside. We can talk about holidays, the 3 holidays, vacations. We can go outside. YouTube can't do nothing about it. I talk to coppers about it. What do? They listen. They listen to me, a criminal. I'm a criminal. I've been in a jail cell for drunk and disorderly. Big deal. Criminal damage. You know, but they still listen to me. That copper down the road. Yeah, I've got his name. He got mine now. I'll give him my name. I said, Richard. Yeah,
Richard, Deland Parole has made a good point here. Right? I'm gonna read this out. What if they, we know who they are using religion to control the masses?
They are.
Yeah.
And I have evidence. And it was I've got 2 lots of evidence actually how organized religion, the Church of England, is manipulating the mind of the Christian. I know it. It was the giant moon, that video. I've still haven't uploaded that yet. They turned that church into a minster now, and a minster is the highest of churches.
Yeah.
In a scheme, religion is a what do you call it? Not a pyramidal scheme. It's a hierarchical system. The church, the Christian church, is a hierarchical system. You've got in the Church of England, you've got the Archbishop of Canterbury sits at the top of it, maybe under the Queen, perhaps, or with the Queen. God save the Queen is their little end of service mantra. And then you've got all these bishops and vicars and all these things further down with different amounts of influence.
Yeah.
So the church system as it is a pyramid scheme. Satan in the church. I got 2 videos to upload. Firstly, how the Bible they actually use is it's like the Revised English Version or something, 1958, where they got bits of the Bible missing. Revelation 13 and 14 is missing out of it.
That is exactly it. That is it. Exactly what he's saying there. Yeah. That is what that comment on that screen now is exactly the exact same reason. Everything taking them out and showing them chemtrails. Do you remember when we took everybody out when the electrician was there and we took everybody outside to show him and he was filming?
Yeah.
And we took all of them out and showed them all, and they walked back in, and not one person mentioned it for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Not one person mentioned it for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
And we did nothing but talk about us 3. Yeah. And everybody else we took out and showed never mentioned it.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what to do if you've got work mates. You print off the web page and you leave it on the table, and people either screw it up and throw it in the bin, or out of curiosity they'll read it, or just leave things around. The Great Reset, 4th Industrial Revolution, you will own nothing and you will be happy. Or if you've got a canteen, stick a fucking great picture on the wall of you will own nothing and you will be happy. create curiosity. You don't, hammering on to people puts a lot of people off. But just leaving things lying around, people just, they're either interested or not. But it's something that needs, and this is why I say I'm going to go into town this Saturday coming, and I'm just going to stand there. I'm not going to say, I'm just going to have the great reset. You will own nothing, and you will be happy.
Yeah.
And I don't need to say anything unless somebody comes up to me and they're inquiring about it. It's like we got like a handful of Christian preachers. One in particular, Michael. He's out there preaching. A lot of people walk by and, give him a bit of verbal and this and that. But so many people go up to him, shake his hand, and have a chat with him.
I actually believe they've done it. I actually believe they've succeeded.
Yeah. Well,
I believe they have divided and conquered.
oh, well, yeah.
I believe it's done.
Yeah, they've already, yeah.
I believe it's done.
That's been their goal all through life, divide and conquer.
I believe it's done.
Divide and conquer.
I think they finally have that.
They haven't conquered yet.
They haven't conquered. They've divided, but they haven't conquered yet.
Yeah, they haven't conquered yet, Brian. They haven't conquered yet. That means basically we've lost now. Well, we haven't lost. I'm not lost. I'm free to do this. I'm free to walk up the street. So is everybody else. They haven't won yet. They haven't implemented the Great Reset, which is a digitalization of the human body. And all right, I've had a lot of operations over the last probably 6 years. A lot of operations. I've been out cold, and I've been wondering, have they actually implanted me with something? Because I got something in my neck. I had a big problem, but I had half my face ripped off. They ripped my face off to get cancer off my bone, my cheekbone. That's why all this is gone. No, they could have done anything. They could have implanted a microchip, and this is like within the last 6 and 7 years. It's not only this last couple of years they've had this idea of implanting people with microchips. The same as, it's not only the old thing holiday, triple holiday in. They've had the normal flu.
Yeah, they've had loads of chances.
Years and years and years. What's there to say that they haven't been inoculating people with nefarious things in all that time, where people just, So they've had plenty of opportunity to get stuff in people's bodies, and particularly people that have been knocked out.
Do you have children, Richard? Do you have children? Right. No. Okay. I can go as far back as 30 years. Okay, and I'm 50, so I had my daughter when I was 20. Okay.
Yeah.
And they said something to me quite interesting as soon as she was born. They turned around and said that newborn baby, and it's only, to be honest with you, it's only, I would say, the last 15 years that I've realised what they're doing. Do you know they do a thing called a heel prick test?
Yeah.
Newborn babies can be born with a deficiency of a certain vitamin. When they're born, they can be deficient of it. I'm not too sure which one it is. I think it's B or something like that. So they panic you into having a heel prick test. So that baby's out of the womb less than a very short period of time. I believe I've seen all 4 of my children born, and every single one of them had it done. And at the time, I didn't. It was only a few years ago I realised about DNA Bank.
Yeah.
They prick test the heel, and they get a card. And they put the baby's heel on the card, and there's a massive smudge of blood. Yeah. They've been doing that for 30 years. Yeah. For 30 years. For 30
My mum works for the NHS. She's 77 this month. She still works for the NHS. Now she works for the maternity ward.
Yeah.
She gets babies ready.
Yeah.
For their first medical after 6 hours. So they're born, they're incubated for 6 hours. My mum gets them ready for their first medical after 6 hours, which is when the midwife gets them and does all this stuff. But my mum doesn't have anything to do with that. She just gets them ready, like changes their bum and changes their nappy, cheers them up. She's great. She's Grammy mum. She's Grammy mum. She brought up 5 children. I'm one of them. And she's done a wonderful job. I think. Well, yeah, I know. And I can't think of any baby.
I'm not. I wouldn't even say that the nurse who did the heel prick test knows what's. But I actually now if they do that, because if you've got that beautiful bundle of joy where your love is just absolutely, because you do it at the right time, they don't say anything for 15-20 minutes, so you're absolutely in love with that kid, and then they turn around and say, look, unless we do this, there could be something wrong with this beautiful bundle of joy that we've handed to you, and all we have to do is this little, prick test, and I believe, I don't know, because like I say, I don't know how long they've been doing it for. My daughter's 30, so I know they've definitely done it on me 30, my 30-year-old, my 29-year-old, my 16-year-old, and my 14-year-old. All 4 of them have had it done. So that's they've got 100% of my family's DNA on record from the minute where they were born, with everything all tying in. The barcode, it was a barcode, it was tied in. So when we went and registered in the registry office, everything had all tied in. So I think maybe another 20-30 years time, they won't have to do DNA testing of the criminal when they catch him, because they'll already know who the criminal is.
Yeah, I need to powder my nose for a minute. Excuse me.
So how many have died globally? Well, that's a good question. That's from Annette Roberts. How many have died globally?
Is it not 4.5 million?
Fucking scary figures.
The same amount of people died of flu, maybe a little bit less.
Scary fucking figures, mate. Well, it's been a fucking excellent live stream tonight, Brian.
It's not 4.7. It can't be 4.7 billion. There's only 9 billion people on planet, so they've not killed half the planet.
Oh, Paul Fisher. Paul Fisher.
I think it's 4.7 million. I don't think it's billion. That's too much. That's half the population. And I'm not being funny, but half the population have died.
Let's have a look.
I think it's 4.7 million.
Well, thank you for joining me tonight, all right? No, listen, mate. Listen, I appreciate you joining me. We are going to have to cut off shortly.
Yeah.
What are we on? We're 18 minutes over what we said. So, yeah, 4 more minutes. We'll wait for Rich to come back, and then we'll say goodnight, yeah?
Here he is. Sorry about that. What? All right. What, have I missed anything?
No. We're just saying we've got to go shortly. A couple of minutes. So it's been a brilliant live stream tonight.
Yeah.
We have deviated slightly from what we originally intended to talk about.
No, it's a great reset, Rob. That's what it's all about.
Well,
everything is about the great reset, the digitalization of the human body. That's what the great reset is. The fourth industrial revolution.
Well, now, I'll tell you this, Rich. I'll tell you this, mate. I'll burn myself on the steps of St. Paul's Cathedral before they stick out in my fucking body with my knowledge.
Right, Rob. Do you want to do this? I've just got some aluminium foil. I haven't actually got a lot, but this is second hand.
Right.
Now,
yes.
Do you want to try?
Do it live?
Do you want to try?
Wrap it up and I will ring you.
You phone me just to prove that it actually works without aluminium on it.
Yeah.
So phone me up.
I'm going to do it. Yeah. Wrap it up.
No, phone me to prove that it works without it being wrapped up.
Okay, hang on 1 second. 1 second.
La la. Yeah, the Great Reset. It's our last hope, mate, to wake people up. It's our last. It's all we've got. It ain't over yet. Honestly, sorry I've missed the chat. Annette Roberts, don't go. I'm enjoying catching up. It's been a while. I could go live on my channel.
I'm ringing you now, Rich.
Phone me then.
I'm ringing you now.
Rob Wild. Right, hang up.
Hang on, yeah.
Right, let's wrap it up, see what happens.
Okay.
I thought it was live. I thought it was live.
Live test. Live test.
I thought it was live.
Right, this is a bit crinkly, but
Pop it in your microwave.
apparently if there's a gap,
Yeah.
I think that I'd have probably been better putting it in something like a sock or something, because I think it might benefit from. And I got an old pie dish here, just to see if I can curtail any little gaps. Right, that's about the best I can actually do with the amount I've got, okay?
Right,
So
yeah. Pop that in your microwave and I'll ring you now. Pop that in your microwave.
No, just ring it, because I can walk around. Listen, I'm not going to be walking around with a microwave over my head. I just want to know if tinfoil hats work.
Right, I'll ring you now.
Ring me now.
Hang on, let me just get it up.
Let me hold it in a bit of tissue in case it blows up. In case I earth it or something.
Right, I'm ringing you now.
Go on then. Put it on loudspeaker, Rob.
It's gone straight to voice message. It's gone straight to voice message.
No, hopefully I haven't switched it off. I'm unwrapping it.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. This is like a magic show, isn't it? Unless it's fused itself in there and I've just actually nobbled my phone up.
Right, I'm going to ring it again now.
It's on still. Ring it again. Ring it again.
Hang on.
I'll do it like that because so your tinfoil hat. Tinfoil might it stops 4G. This is a 4G.
Right. It's ringing now, Rich. It's ringing now. There you go.
That is Rob, says Rob Wild, and your phone, your number come up, but that was you phoning me then. So
yeah.
Tin foil, aluminium foil stops radio signals.
Yeah.
I'm glad we got that, and I'm glad it fucking worked. That's made my day, that has.
Yeah.
So tinfoil, the Tinfoil Hat Brigade have actually got it right.
Right, just do it one more, Richard. One more time. Wrap your phone in tinfoil, and I'll try ringing it again.
Oh.
Just put it in one piece now, just to see how you have to have.
Oh, that is awesome, that.
Right. You know, you're going to seal your head in, is it? You have to put it around your face.
And if you've got, I mean, in your house, they say there's something called a Faraday cage you can sleep in, okay? Now, if you drape sort of like if you had like a 4-poster bed, or if you draped like you know those aluminium capes they give you if you run the marathon.
Yeah.
Now, I watched a video of a guy actually make it enclosing his bed in this like tent of that stuff, aluminium, and because he was having trouble sleeping because of the Wi-Fi, and he said it was a video on YouTube. But it's a bit long-winded how he made it, but fundamentally, right, I got that's probably I don't know. That's about
You wrapped up about 10 times, ain't you, Rich?
no, that's probably about 3 or 4 layers there as it's wrapped around. Right, try.
Yeah, I'm going to ring you now. I'm going to ring you now, see if it comes up.
I haven't put the pie dish. Now, this pie dish is a bit thicker.
Right.
Try ringing it now, then.
Okay, here we go. Richard the Stonemason. Here we go.
Not a Freemason.
Oh, nothing yet. It's not even ringing. Oh, it's gone straight. It's gone straight to voicemail. Gone straight to voicemail.
So there you go. That's evidence. Look,
Yeah.
I'll unwrap it. It's crinkly old. I mean, here's one thing I thought of doing actually. You know, like aluminium beer cans. Okay. If you could make a Faraday cage for your phone out of an aluminium beer can, as long as there's no spaces. Right, ring it again, then, Rob.
You want to ring it again? Yeah. Hang on.
Wait.
1 second.
Just triple. This is like belt and braces. This, but that to me is well, it's proof, isn't it? That
Right. It's ringing now. There you go.
yeah, and
Yeah.
let me just. Right, what I want to do is prove, and I'm going to cover up your phone number on this, but I got your name on there. Oh. Okay. Oh, for crying out. Right. Oh, fuck off. I just want to prove that Robert Wild, missed call. 1 missed call from Rob. 2 missed calls from Rob.
There you go.
Is that coming out? I'm cack-handed here. There you go. That said Rob Wild on there. Can you read that?
I can't quite see it. I can't quite see it.
Oh, I'm cack-handed here. I'm like a man. Right. See that? Yeah, I can see that. Today,
Yeah. Yeah.
Rob Wild. There.
Yeah.
That was you. And
Yeah.
I got something else here, just text messages. Okay. I'll just show you this because this is irrefutable proof, Rob, that aluminium foil, the tin foil hat brigade have been ridiculed because tin foil stops or aluminium foil stops. Okay.
Yeah.
This is messages. Okay. From Vodafone, you missed 2 twice. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Got it.
Result. I'm so chuffed with that.
Yeah.
We'll see. Simple as that, mate.
Yeah.
And this is a thing. They ridicule. This is what I say. They ridicule truth to make it look stupid. And tinfoil stops. Well, Paul, you've just seen the experiment. You know, here's the thing: is the Earth flat? Unless is water level? You know, is Earth a globe? Well, the only reason we know Earth is a globe is because NASA says it is with their photographs. We haven't seen it for ourselves, but now I know that tin foil, aluminium foil, stops 4G. It'll stop 5G as well. It'll stop the signal. So,
okay, Richard, I'm sorry. We are going to have to say goodnight.
That's all right, my friend.
Yeah, tinfoil that man. Yeah,
Mate, spread the word.
Yeah,
that's cool as fuck. That is.
Thank you so much for joining me tonight. It's
God
been a
bless
pleasure.
you. God bless everybody.
God bless everyone. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's been a pleasure to have you with me tonight. And Brian, my colleague.
Brian, it's a pleasure, my friend. It's a pleasure, but listen, don't give up. Don't give up, honestly, please. You've got one hope left, and that is the Great Reset.
Yeah.
You know, it's there. If we can't wake people up with you will own nothing and you will be happy. And it's there in black and white.
Yeah.
You take care, Richard.
God bless you, Brian. Hopefully do this again.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah,
we will.
Fun, yeah.
We will definitely do this again. And thank you, Richard, for joining me tonight. It's a shame David didn't join us tonight. I was hoping David was going to join us tonight, but he didn't.
Well, never mind. We rewatch this, and at the end of the day, you know, we're all on the same team. Some of us are available at certain times. That was the notifications kept going off. But yeah, God bless you, Rob. Thank you ever so much for that. Look at the state of my hair.
My pleasure. And we'll say good night and thank you again.
Okay.
God bless you.
Everybody else in the chat. Yeah. See, there's one thing I do like being in the chat.
Yeah.
I do like being in chats. I do like chatting. A dog named Boo. God bless you, my friend. And yeah. Oh, Rob.
Yes.
I invited you into my team, my StreamYard team. You haven't responded yet?
Oh, right. Okay.
I sent you an email about a month ago.
That might be
We'll talk about it some other time, but you know, just for screen share and things like that. All right?
Yeah.
No.
Well, that's just as well.
What was it?
I said, maybe I don't want to be in it.
Well, just say, Richard, I don't want to be in your team anymore.
It's a puppet. It's a puppet.
Yeah. All right, Robert.
Love you, Richard.
I love you too,
so
mate.
Much.
Thanks for this. Thanks for this. And we'll do it again.
So much. And take care. Take care, my friend.
God bless you all.
Yeah.
Praise the Lord. And don't forget the Great Reset. Just go out there and stand on the corner. It doesn't matter if we look a fool now. You know, fuck it. Don't worry about looking a fool. People will say at the end of the day, people will say thanks Richard for that. You woke me up. It's the only thing we got left, Rob. It's the only thing we got left. You will own nothing and you will be happy.
Go.
All right,
Richard.
God bless you all.
Thank you. Good night.
A dog named Boo. Who else is in the chat? All right.